Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to Card Making Project 583 using our gorgeous Anna Griffin supplies. Today we're going to make a gorgeous card and we're using some embossing folders from way back when. And the embossing folders from Anna Griffin are the collector's edition. We're going to use a specific one called Poppy. Not only are we using the full embossing folder, but we're using the embossing folder border as well. Now I do get messages from people about different ways that they can use their embossing folders and how to use them and when it's appropriate to use them. So I just think, you know what, use it. If you think, shall I use an embossing folder today? The answer should be yes. Just add it as a layer because you can't go wrong. Now this, I think, gives you a great technique, especially for the insert for your embossing folder, something a little bit different. Everything I do use I should put in a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. There's also lots of extra photos on there as well. If you could give me the thumbs up for my video, that would be absolutely superb. And if you could share my videos, that would be even better. Thank you so much. And you know what? It's great hearing from you. I love reading your messages and seeing your creations. March and April are going to be very busy months for me. But you know what? You keep me going. And seeing your beautiful creations is it just spurs me on. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, and let's have a look at today's gorgeous tutorial. For today's tutorial, we're going to be using the Anna Griffin Collector's Edition embossing folders. We're going to be using the one called Poppy. We're going to be using not only the actual full folder, but we're going to be using the border folder as well. So, hoping you can see the pattern on that. This is the one item, well, I think there's two items you'd be able to substitute if you don't have these. So we're using both the full folder and the border folder. Then we're going to be using the Sentiments and Die rubber stamps from Anna. I'm simply using the one that says Happy Birthday. So I'm using it because I just wanted a tiny sentiment. Again, if you don't have these stamps, you would be able to substitute it. And then the third item that you'd be able to substitute would be, I'm using from the compendium die set, I'm using one of the shaped dies. Now this is just for the insert. So it would still work with maybe you've got ovals or rectangle or something like that. So, but I'm using the largest of the shaped dies from, it's like a fancy oval. And that's from the compendium die set. Now I know from my friends in the UK, this hasn't been here yet. So that's why I'm saying you would be able to substitute that. I'm just very lucky that I've got one. So next, the lace border dies. Now this is a set that came with embossing powders. Wrong video, Anne-Marie. This is a set that came with embossing folders. So we're using this particular die at the end, the large one with the roses in the middle, and we're using the ornate layer and the shadow layer. So that's just to give you the heads up on what we're using for that. The base card that I am using is a 7x5 inch card from my friends across the pond, a 5x7. I've already gone ahead and stamped on the back, handmade by Anne-Marie. I always have my project numbers, that's just for my reference. So I'm going to use my bone folder from the Anna Griffin tool collection to make sure that the crease is nice and sharp along the edge. And we're going to create the insert first. Now I think you're going to like this because there's a few kind of pointers to do different things with your embossing folders that you might not have seen before. Or you might have seen just in a different manner. And the first thing is I've embossed a piece of the metallic layers cardstock from Anna using the Poppy embossing folder, and then using the shape from the compendium die set, I've cut out the fancy oval. Now, as I say, there's probably a fancy name for it, but we'll call it a fancy oval. I really like this shape. when I've embossed it, I embossed it first and then I die cut it, because I didn't want so much of the raised pattern, and I was quite happy if it basically squashed it in places, because it's picked up some of the pattern and it's for the insert. It's just giving it a little bit extra. I've got flat tape on the back, and what I'm going to do is position this into the centre of our card. Now, I did cut it to size before I embossed it, and that was just, let me just check, 6.8 by 4.8. So it was just 2 points short of the inch, or whatever they're called. I'm not a maths teacher. Now you'll notice that the aperture that I've cut in it, I've put it lower to the card. I haven't centrised it, I put it lower, and I've basically left enough for the tape at the bottom. That's how I measured it. Just enough so I could get a piece of double-sided tape across the bottom. But then I've cut the same shape out of ivory cardstock that matches the base card. And you can see it's self-embossed, basically. It's self-embossed, that beautiful edge around it. I haven't inked this, I haven't done anything to it, it's just simply a piece of ivory cardstock. And then I'm going to sit the ivory into the aperture, like so. So we're creating an inlay effect there. So it's still now one level, it's not dipped in the middle. Next, I've taken one of the gold flourish stickers, which is more of a centre panel, and I'm probably using it upside down, but you know what, I think you can get away with using it either way, so please don't write to me and tell me I'm using it the wrong way around, because I think it looks pretty, and I don't think it matters. If you think it looks pretty, there's no rules, is there? I've used my sentiment stamp from the Stamps and Die set from Anna, just to stamp the word happy birthday. I mentioned at the beginning when we were looking at the items we were using, you would be able to substitute this because it's only for the sentiment happy birthday. So I've peeled the back away of my sticker, and I'm going to put that towards the top of my insert, and with the the end of the sticker in the middle of the panel underneath. So I can press that down when I'm happy. And then I've taken one of the mini favourite flower stickers, and I'm simply going to peel the back of that away, and I'm just going to add that just over the top of our gold sticker. Even though it's an insert, little bit of 3D doesn't matter. The outside is going to be very layered, so that one extra layer probably won't make a lot of difference. And that is our insert finished. We've got a little bit of room for our to and our from. And how pretty is that? Very different. Those layers and the shape and the embossing just all work very well with that. Now we can create the front of our card. I'm using my bone folder to make sure I've still got a nice sharp score along the edge. And then the first layer for our card is a full embossed layer using the poppy embossing folder like we did for the inside. I've cut it to the same size as our card, so it's going to cover the card front. So I'm just peeling off the flat tape from the back. I'm turning the card just so I can see to put this on edge to edge, to try and get it kind of straight. There we go. So that now is my card front. Next, I've taken the lace border dies, and this is the shadow layer. I've got this on flat tape just through the centre, and I've used Anna's shiny cardstock, and I'm going to position this through the centre of our card like that, And I'm just going to lift it up to make sure, yep, I'm about right. I can press that down. Next, I've cut out the actual ornate layer of the lace border die. I've got this on 3D foam through the centre, and I've used Anna's satin cardstock for this layer. Now, I've embossed it because I want the lace edge details. We're not going to see the centre, so I wasn't too worried about that bit. So I'm going to just pop that over the layer underneath, like that. And then I've embossed another piece of the green metallic cardstock. And this time I've used the Poppy Border embossing folder. And I'm simply going to add this over the top of our centre from the die. I've turned it round, and I probably shouldn't have done because I want to be able to see what I'm doing. So we can pop that through the middle, she says, like that, nice and central, and press it down. Next, I've got 2 of the rose stickers from the Girl Foil Flourish stickers. I'm going to add one to the top of my card, like that. And then I'm going to add the second one to the bottom of my card, like so. There we go. Next, the same sticker embellishment that we used in the centre of in our insert. You've just seen me peel the back of it away. Now I just want to double check which way I used it. So we're going to use it that way, and I'm just going to position it loosely on the top of the previous layer through the centre, because I'm going to use one of the birthday collage toppers. Now, this is a beautiful topper. I've cut away part of it from 2 corners because I just wanted it to layer over the gold a little bit more. You see, when we talk about personal choice, once you've bought those items, if you want to just trim them, etc., then that's your prerogative. You can do that. Now, because I've just laid the sticker over the background, I can then position this where I think it's best. And I think it just sits nicely. Wants to be a little bit higher, I think. So I can position that just that little bit higher behind our topper, like so. And then pop them both on to the card front, like that. There we go. And that looks about right to me. I can press them down when I'm happy. Next, I've taken 2 of the flowers like we've used for the insert, the favourite flowers, and I'm just going to add them to one side of our sentiment and then to the other side of our sentiment, like that. I think we'll go on the top for that one. And then I'm going to finish the card front with a little bow underneath the word friend. And that is our gorgeous card complete. Lots of gorgeous layers, not all on 3D foam, because we've got the layers from the rose stickers, we've got the layers from the embellishment underneath the actual birthday collage topper, then the extra flowers, but we have got a few layers on there would still fit in a normal envelope, because you know your layers, it's not going to go anywhere, And it's not too tall, but it's just such a beauty. And look at the colour combination, the green, the pink and the lemon. It's just so gorgeous with the gold poking out. The inside matches perfectly. It's something a little bit different. It stands up beautifully. And it's just such a gorgeous card. A great collection of items showing you that you can just bring things in from old and from new and still combine them into something that's gorgeous. Please check my blog for lots of extra photos and the list of all the items that we've used. And let me know what you think, because I do like hearing from you. And I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.